Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the National Sports Podcast. My name is Cameron Simpson, and today I'm being joined by a friend, I guess you could say, Gavin. Hello, Gavin. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
We're going to have fun today. We're going to have a fun interview talking to him about everything. So I'm just going to share my screen real quick. Hopefully everything's still there. And just tell you guys what's coming up on the agenda. There you go. You can see it. We're going to do a first take. We're going to talk to Gavin a little bit about his sports and everything he does. And we are just going to have a fun time. So I'm excited to go. Let me stop sharing this. And
Thanks for having me, Cam.
yeah, have you ever watched our show before? Or is this like the first time?
First time.
All right. Well, I'm excited to have you here. All right, let's get into open and take before we get into the burning questions that I have. This is basically, Gavin, where we just talk about all the sports news or any sports news that we have or that we want to talk about right now that we've heard going around. You got anything that you want to bring up?
Rowers are better than Crusaders.
Oh, really? Really? This is how it is. This is how it is.
All right.
Yeah, I forgot my jacket to wear to today's episode. I probably should have brought it. My opening take is I did do a video on this the other day, but Taylor Hall is now a Boston Bruin, as long as a few other players from Buffalo, and I do have a little bit of an issue with that, as I do with most things. I do not like him being a Bruin because I don't trust him in the locker room, because there's been many reports that he is a bad teammate in the locker room. You know, he's loud, he calls people out, and that's a tough thing to have on an NHL team. But he is a good skater, and in his first game, though, he had a pretty good outing, pretty good first game. All right, then. I didn't know if you had anything else to say. All right, let's get into the questions then, shall we? All right, so Gavin, what sports do you play?
Hockey and baseball.
All right, so you play two sports.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about let's talk about hockey a little bit.
Here, let me get my microphone on too.
All right, he's getting all set up here when we're on. All right, so I want to talk about the sports you play because I know you play multiple ones, and we want to make sure that we talk about them all, because that's part of the reason I have you on the show here, is to talk about all the sports you play. So what was it about hockey that drew you in, and why did you start playing hockey?
It's fun. I mean, it's a cool sport. Very fast, and that's what I am. Very energetic. That's why. And my mom's like, "Hockey's a good sport for you." I'm like, "Let's try it," you know.
And when you got on the ice for the first time, what was it like? What was that? Do you remember that? Like, when did you start? How old were you when you started?
Like 5, and I skated, and all these kids are falling and crying, and I was doing like back and forth pretty fast for my age, and they're like, "You need to move up," because I was wearing skate, and then I moved up again, and moved up, and then it was like hockey gear, and I came in with like winter stuff on, and I was like, they're like, "You need to buy gear," so my dad bought me gear, and I used to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting a cage, this is what my cage is gonna be like," and I used to go like that and act like I was wearing a hockey cage and everything, and it was just fun.
Yeah, for me, the first time I went on the ice, I believe I counted how many times I fell, and I think it was about 90 times I fell on that first outing. Didn't come, and I started later when I was like 7, but I got moved up and started doing more of a learn to play hockey program, and then got into squirts right away, no mites, and because I was too old for mites, and then just, mosquito program. That's what I did. But yeah, we probably were, man. We probably were, but
The Jaffa mask or whatever, the Jofa.
I might have. No, I didn't wear an all white ever. I never had an all white. We used to play with each other a while back. But so yeah, that's important. That was hockey. That for you. What about baseball that drew you in? Like, what was the thing then after playing hockey? What was it for what brought you into baseball?
So I just saw people playing baseball, and I was like, "Dad, I want to play the sport." And he was like, okay, and I tried it, and I played T-ball and everything, and I did pretty good, and now I'm playing AAU, so I like it. It seems pretty fun.
Yeah, I definitely played baseball for a little bit. Did not like it, and never ever hit the ball. So you play in AAU.
How dare you?
Can you describe to some of our viewers just a little bit about, you're playing pretty competitive baseball, so what is that like? And I'm going to be right back. I got to go replace a battery.
So, it's pretty fun. I mean, a lot more better people. People are getting better, and it's not just like, you just toss the ball and it's going to be 30 miles an hour. It's like 50 miles an hour right at your head sometimes, and kids are throwing curveballs, everything, like all junk. So it's pretty fun. You gotta, know what to strike, know what's a ball, and yeah.
All right, yeah, so that's very interesting. So, balls and strikes. I know my sisters play softball, and, they're too concerned, I think, a little bit on the balls and the strikes and, knowing it. But, you're playing two sports. How do you, manage that? What is it like playing two sports? I know they're two different seasonal, and they're but very different sports. So could you kind of describe to us what it's like doing those two different things?
So when I do hockey, my legs are getting warm. And when I go to baseball, I'm fast and I, know how to run the bases. It's weird to adjust, but, I adjust to it. I know, like you said, they're both different, but this winter I was doing both because AAU's all in the winter indoors, and then now we just started going outdoors, and now as hockey's ending, I can just manage it, so.
What do you play? What position are you normally on the diamond?
So I play second base and I play some outfield.
And on hockey, what position are you normally?
Right wing, defense.
All right, very, very interesting stuff here. So, I mean, talking about managing both things, talk about managing both sports. Very different. So, you get a very speed sport, and then you go into baseball. It's a little slower, but very more technical. Is there...
There's going to be kids hitting nukes at you sometimes, and they're like 70 miles an hour, and you have to catch them, but...
Yeah, I mean, and then, of course, you got to deal with the fast and then the check-in and all of that coming up for you in hockey, and it's always fun. But I do want... So, going to baseball, what's your favorite part about baseball? And is there anything?
Everything. I mean, I like just to play the game. It's pretty fun, You got to know what's going on. If you're not paying attention, you're sitting on that bench, so...
And so you play for a local team around here, a travel team, so you're playing big competition. How has your last seasons been in the baseball side?
Pretty good. This year, it's my first year of AAU, so we're 3-1, I'm pretty sure. So, it's pretty good.
Any tournaments?
Soon, coming up. It's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, sounds pretty awesome. So, going off of something else I wanted to talk about quickly on the baseball side, because I know it didn't put it in the agenda, but so when you're going up to hit the ball, and you're going up, want to hit the ball, and what is it like in that moment when you're, getting ready?
You really gotta focus. It's sometimes you get nervous because you're, depending on, you just get nervous because you want to hit and stuff. Sometimes you get overexcited. It depends. But, some people have a fear of the ball, so...
Yeah, do you ever have a favorite moment of your whole youth baseball career? Do you have a favorite moment?
Yeah, I remember when I was, 8, there was this 15-year-old, and he hit it, and I caught it, and that was a pretty happy moment, so...
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. All right, let's move on to your favorite parts about the game of hockey.
All right. So, my favorite parts are... Number 1, I like getting penalties sometimes. I'm not dirty, but I like getting penalties. It's pretty fun. I like to, go by kids who are way older than me, and I like to dangle them out, and I like to score on goalies, and yeah.
Yeah, pretty awesome stuff there. So, when you, oh my gosh, this microphone doesn't want to stay in place today. But when you are on the ice, right, you first step on the ice, we all kind of, as hockey players, know what that moment is. Can you describe it to us?
Well, very exciting. You want to win, and if you're a defenseman, if there's a kid shooting really hard, it's pretty scary, because you get hit. It hurts sometimes, depending on which area. But yeah.
Okay, well, I just think of a quick question. All right, so you said you're right wing and defenseman. You play both positions. What's the biggest difference?
Faster. You use more energy.
On the offensive side, you use more energy?
Yeah. But defensive sides, you run these edges. So that's why when you go to sharpen your skates, if you're a defenseman, you say, I want good edges done. But if you're more like a speed skater, you want like the middle pretty nice, because,
Yeah, I know when I'm a forward. Of course, they make us do both positions, but when I was in the forward position, which I am now, left wing, I always noticed the speed, and especially up in our level, there's definitely more pressure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot more pressure from the other side. You're going to get a lot more contact, a lot more opportunities for penalties, as you said. A lot more opportunities to get a penalty. But then on the defensive side, when I play, I know it's not that calm, because when you got two guys coming at you with a monster shot or kind of at you and you're the last form of defense, that's pretty pressure. But I do know that it's not as bad as, per se, like, forward on the boards, so you get less chance to get checked. But, all right, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And what's your favorite moment? Do you have a favorite moment in hockey?
Not really. All I remember is I think I was on the Crusaders. I think I was on your team. And like the Coach O'Brien guy or whatever his name is. And remember there was that kid who was nasty at goalie, and I scored the first goal on him. I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. All right. Do you prefer one over another?
Yes.
Could you tell us why and which it is?
Baseball, but sometimes I like both of them. It depends on what day, And I don't know, just sometimes it can be more fun. Sometimes I like hockey better, sometimes the Tide. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but yeah.
All right. So so are those the only two sports you do? Baseball and hockey? That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty lot. I mean, that's good, and you play competitive baseball, so that's fun. So that means tournaments with the team. What's your favorite part about going on a tournament?
Well, in hockey,
It can be in either one, because they both. I've never heard. Like, I know hockey tournaments are pretty awesome and fun because I've been on them, but I've never heard of like what a baseball tournament is like.
So like a hockey tournament's fun. You gotta play knee hockey, and it's very fun. And you do races in the hallways. And then baseball tournaments is the exact same thing, but just baseball. Sometimes we'll go play wolf. I've seen some videos, people play wiffle ball and everything.
Yeah, I know. Funny story. First time I was on a actual, not actual. I mean, I've been on a lot of them, but one of my hockey tournaments, it was an awesome one, and we actually had a good shot at winning it. But we were playing knee hockey, and no one wears helmets during knee hockey, right? And I got a knee hockey stick right to the eye, and had to go get glued up right there because it was a pretty interesting, per se, incident. But it was fun. I love those. I love tournaments, and I same thing, just baseball. I'm sure it's much fun as well. I mean, tournaments are great overall. Anything else that you want to add before we go into the closing?
Nothing really. I mean, I like tournaments because sometimes there's a pool, going to pools, and then you have a game, and I mean, it's pretty fun. Sometimes, like in the morning, you'll go places, or you go hang out with the team near hotels, and I mean, and so yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Thank you so much for being here. I know, guys, Tommy could not make it to today's episode because he had other things to get done this week. But I'm hoping that we can make this a segment every other podcast where we interview someone that does youth sports. Somebody, I know them all, but someone that does interesting things that we want to get to. Gavin, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, him. He could be on. Who knows? Maybe we get Chad on to talk about some dirt bikes. Oh yeah, let's talk about that quickly before we leave. What's your hobbies outside of sports? Like, what do you do besides sports?
Ride dirt bikes.
Yeah, well, I figured that. That's why I brought it up. But I mean, for me, I like to do some golf on the side. I'm starting to get into.
Oh yeah, I golf a little bit too.
Yeah, I want to start getting into golfing now. So I've been shooting around the backyard and we're gonna start going to the course soon. But yeah, I want to start doing that a little bit. I like to try to do some magic tricks, learn some stuff like that. But besides that, it's hockey. And then this is a pretty big. Sheesh. This is a pretty big. This is a pretty big hobby as well. All right. What's final thoughts, Gavin? I think we already asked this, but is there anything else?
No, I'm that. Thanks for having me, Cam.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to my channel at Cameron Simpson if you are new. We will do National Sports Podcasts. We're gonna try to get one next week for you all. We're gonna try to get one next week with. Yeah, we're going to try to get one next week. Thanks, Gavin, so much. It was fun talking with you, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.